Hey YouTube, hope you guys are doing great. So I think it was Serenity Blue gave me a great idea and was like, you should make a video about English Bulldogs and obtaining such creatures, I think. A lot of people have been super excited about English Bulldogs. I mean, they're in the news, they're in the media and stuff like that, you know, IMS commercials and all that other stuff, let alone, you know, they're like childhood favorites, like Lady and the Tramp, the big sloppy bulldog. And I think that's when I started becoming fascinated with them. I never thought I would have a bulldog though, but I've definitely been converted to English Bulldogs, and they're hilarious. I really love them because they make me laugh on a daily basis. They're absolutely hysterical. They're the clowns of the bulldog world. I've heard, or dog world, I should say. I've heard French bulldogs are also are pretty funny too, but English Bulldogs are quite the characters, and never before have we gotten so much attention over dogs, even especially as puppies. Oh my god. People are like weeping, and like there was like 30 people in line waiting to pet Jack when we had him at a little ice cream parlor outside. But when you're thinking about getting an English Bulldog, there's a lot of research to do. You know, they have Dogs 101, you know, you can watch those episodes and things like that. But really, there's some good books out there that you can pick up or just look up online, do some free research. English Bulldogs are one of the unhealthiest breeds. They live about 8 to 12 years on average, usually about 8 to 10. And they're very stocky. Hold on, Jack's got to go potty. He bitches at the door when he wants to go out. Anyways, and I think Jack's about 60 pounds. Annabelle, our blonde, our little fawn, she's about 54 pounds, I think, or something like that. They're hefty dogs, but they're small and stocky, and they have such a big build. But anyways, they're not for everyone. I mean, you can appreciate a bulldog, but does it mean you need to go buy one just because they're cute? No. Number one, they're one of the most expensive breeds out there, and there's several reasons why. I think that's also with Cimmerian, I forget what they're called, but like one of the first bloodlines of dogs is also the other really expensive bulldog. Bulldogs can go anywhere. You should not pay less than $1,500, $1,500 on up. You run into puppy mill situations and things like that. They're most unhealthy because the breeding restrictions and the prerequisites basically and restrictions. I think they're starting to loosen up on that because when you have such strict breeding things, we actually breed unhealthy habits in these dogs, and this is why we're having problems with brachycephalic breeds. That just means like smushed face, so like pugs, boxers, I think chows count too, or what am I thinking of? Not chows, hold on. Shar-Peis, thank you. Really wrinkly, Chinese fighting dog. So anyways, you have to clean their wrinkles like every day, every other day. And some people have been successful with just like regular washcloth and water, but you have to dry them. And I really recommend getting like an antibacterial thing. We actually get wipes from the vet, and they're free, you know. It's chlorhexidine wipes. If you get anything that's like puppy wipes and stuff like that, they usually have perfumes in them and chemicals and irritants and stuff like that. You can try to go as safe as you can because their skin is super sensitive. And literally you're like, oh, well, we'll just clean them once a week. That's not going to be enough. You have to literally clean them. It's like having a baby. They're like little furry babies, basically. They need you constantly. Also, if you can't dedicate enough time to animals, you shouldn't get some. I know people that are gone like 8 to 12 hours a day, and like you shouldn't have a dog. Depending on the breed, you know, we know people that had pointers that didn't get enough exercise and like chewed through the kitchen and stuff like that. And there's certain breeds that need more energy or exercise. And English Bulldogs are like moderate to mild exercise. Although our Bulldogs love going outside and running, and like if they have acreage to run around on, they love it. And then they poop out for a while, but then they get kooky again. We call it kooky time, and they get really crazy. But anyways, so make sure you get it from an accredited breeder. Here's the other thing too, though. At the same time, you get these breeders that are like full-time breeders that breed the dog every season. You don't want that. We got Annabelle from a breeder who was an amazing lady. And I don't think she bred every season, but the thing that was really cool, there wasn't like a kennel. It's like the dogs lived in the house. There's plenty of space and room, you know. And it wasn't like an overwhelmed thing. Make sure you go and look at the parents. Look at the dogs and everything too. Sometimes they come with health warranty, guarantee things, which is really what you want. But a lot of puppies will get sick with like Giardia and Coccidia and stuff like that because of kennel conditions, because viruses and things like that are really hard to get rid of. Jack just stole a shoe and brought it to me. But anyways, they're such adorable animals, and But they're really good dogs. They just have such unique personalities. Remember, a lady asked me if they're great with children, and they're absolutely phenomenal with children. Jack and Annie love kids. They get super excited when they see kids. They lick and kiss them, and there's plenty of YouTube videos you can look up about English Bulldogs and babies. They are very protective, but not in a bad way. They're great guard dogs and everything. Like, they're very observant. It's not like they see you and they're going to maul your face off. It's like, if, like, we even put, like, a UPS box on the table, Jack gets freaked out. I was like, what is that? Something foreign in the house? And no. And really observant about that. They're such lovers, though. And they are couch potatoes, but not horribly so. They're pretty well kept. And then eventually, you know, you can become kooky and start getting things like this. Someone gave us an English Bulldog frame thing, and I'm going to show you this, too. And then I got this mouse pad thing. And eventually things of Bulldog nature are going to start making its way into your house. But if you guys can't dedicate the time needed to take care of these animals, then don't do it. You know, like, we work our school schedule around them completely, so they're never alone more than like 3 hours, you know. But, you know, obviously we can go out and do stuff, but for basic everyday, they're not gone or left alone. What else was I going to tell you guys about, too? Yeah, cleaning their skin. You got to cut their toenails quite often. Annie's nails grow pretty long. What else? Sometimes they have elongated palates in their face, and that's why they snork in stuff and have breathing problems. They do snore. They're super flatulent. You got to find the right food. We have them on the Royal Canin Bulldog formula. We tried Wellness and all that other stuff, but then they really loved it first and they stopped eating it. So you got to find the right food. Here's another thing too: with English Bulldogs, they have really sensitive systems, and sometimes they have really bad food allergies. So sometimes you might risk the fact that you know, instead of spending thousands of dollars of getting food allergy tests done, that you might have to start from basic and actually start cooking them food, and then weaning them over several months, like months. Onto a food, and if that one doesn't work, then you have to wait more months and wean them onto another kibble. You know, when you switch kibbles like that, you can shock their system and they get really sick. What else too? They're just really fun though. I love them. They make me laugh. They are pretty destructive chewers, I would say that. Anything like plushy, they'll maul through. So you got to give them like Nylabones and things like that. Oh, cherry eye. You can look it up on the internet and whatnot. Cherry eye is like when the third eyelid and like the tear duct or whatever pops out. A lot of people get surgeries done for them. You don't need to. Okay, and a lot of people might debate this. There are different veterinarians, around the country, across the world, whatever, that will charge insane amounts to do this procedure. And in the end, it actually might cause dry eye problems. What they do is they like staple or stitch the stuff together in the eye so it doesn't pop out anymore. However, there's an amazing YouTube video, and I highly recommend you guys looking it up. It's about Bulldog cherry eye. And what you simply do, it doesn't hurt the dog whatsoever, is like you massage it, you start swooping up and push out and then like pull away. And it doesn't hurt at all. It just pushes it back in there. That way you don't have to put the dog through a painful surgery. Bulldogs aren't the best with anesthetics and going under, and sometimes vets are freaked out. You need to find a vet that knows what they're doing with Bulldogs. Make sure you find a vet that has had experience with English Bulldogs. They really are unique, and that probably just sounds like, oh, you know, she's just a big Bulldog fan. No, not really. Like, I mean, we've had dogs throughout our lives, different types of dogs and whatnot, and Bulldogs truly are unique and very distinctive in their habits and things like that. And not a lot of veterinarians know about that. They also can have yeast problems. They may say it's bacteria, but it's yeast. You want ketoconazole, and you can sometimes, depending on the yeast or whatever, use like feminine products and whatnot. But highly recommend going to the vet. Don't try making weird concoctions on your own. What else? They're just great dogs. It's so sad they don't live as long as, you know, I wish they did. But great dogs, a wonderful addition to your house and your family and whatnot. And but yeah, so that's what I have to say, and I'll probably post more later, so enjoy.